Hello, I'm Earl, and welcome to Earl Gibbs Live. And I was just telling my guests we're gonna meet in a while from now about how I started 40 years ago, the 1st of March, 1984. Man, time goes so fast. But anyway, I'm still here, still doing it. Never thought I'll be doing it. And when I started, I was a single young guy. Now I'm married, have 3 beautiful daughters. My wife plays a major role with me in this organization. I appreciate the work she's doing. She doesn't get paid for it, but you know how it is, all right. So again, I want to thank all the people of St. Martin, everyone, all the sponsors and the people who supported me over years. 40 years is a long time, and that's only television. I've been involved in radio since 1977. That's a real long time. And the thing is that it took me over 23 years to get a radio license, and now we have a radio license. So you see in the background it says Hot 99.9 FM radio. That's the radio station that is now a part of our organization. The political forces on this island and in the former Nelson Tilly's really did everything to stop me, but they can't stop me. All right, so 40 years in going, who knows how long it will continue, but I'm here and I'm enjoying it. And my guest on the program with me is a young man who's caused quite a stir in St. Martin, opened up a lot of things. I had one time, people used to call me and say, oh, what we like about you is because you're exposing everything under the table, above the table, everywhere else. My guest, Mr. Olivier Arrindell. How you doing, sir?
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening.
How you doing?
Good afternoon, good morning. How are you, Oral? Thank you for having me here again with you after my long flight. So I'm here in the lovely studio of Oral Gibbs Live as always.
Well, it's good to have you, and it's I've had you many times on this program. Some people think it's just now, but many. For a long time, over the last, 15 plus years?
Yeah, absolutely.
So how are things going with you? Because, a lot of people, some people are afraid of you, some people like you. And I'll tell you one thing, the other day I met a lady. I was surprised because she told me she voted for a particular person because of you. And I met more people tell me that, and I never heard that before.
I think the entire votes that the now political party has received is because of me. And I think the savior of Miss Westcott William as well was because of me. And I can go on and say because of me, because I will only give credit to myself, because if you wait for others to give that to you, it would never happen. Because of me in the history of St. Martin, after 10 years, after 67% of the vote population came out and give a result 2-2-2-2 and balance it out 3-4. And it's not that my political ideology sat well with the URSM or the DP or any one of them, because I have my own political ideology that I'm going to express here with you. Because my personal intention is, in my retirement, I will become the Prime Minister of this country and lead it into the liberation of economic prosperity for the people of this island. And then during the interview, I'm going to discuss who are the people of this island and what are the definitions of that for me is. And now I start that work. But this work have not started now. This work started a long time ago in that regard. So, it's not something that I take personally. This is the first step of the transaction. And I like it because they're doing exactly what I want them to do. So my analysis of how things are supposed to go, it is falling right in place. The fact that they don't want me at the table was set up by me. So they don't want me at the table so I can continue to be their opposition, so I can continue to be what I am, so I can become the leader of this country and lead it to liberation. Because if you had me at the table with you, how am I going to criticize you deliberately, because I'm part of the government inner circles? So for the fact that I played a game on them to make sure that they don't have me at the table, Oral Gibbs, they fall right into my trap.
What about, you mentioned Sarah Westcott Williams. Explain that one there for me, please.
Yeah, I mean, Sarah Westcott Williams, Mr. Gibbs, I don't know what your relationship is to her or whoever is. But,
she's been here in this program many
me, I'm going to
times.
bluntly say that she's one of the core, most corrupt women on this island. In fact, if you are associated with people like Ansari and persons who have deplundered this country for years, you are the prime minister that obviously, created this problem. Together with your stepson, Andy Westcott Williams, and those type of people. So I started from the get-go.
Whoa.
You were the person that gave the Rive University hundreds of millions of dollars of tax breaks for kickbacks and whatnot. They could say whatever. I'm an experienced businessman. I'm in this game, politics on a high level around the world. So I know how it's played. I know how the game is done. So this is why I started out with Sarah Westcott Williams. And then when you look at now, you have a convicted criminal wife as well that is part of that political organization, which is Gracia Martin, which is the wife of a criminal by the name of Theo Heiliger, because he is a convicted criminal. He has robbed his country clean and whatnot. That resulted in that aspect. I also started around there. If I continued on them, they would not have been elected today. But I knew what I wanted to do to debalance out. I set up this thing from the get-go. I knew where to catch Miss Sylvia Jacob. I knew how to get them to court. I knew that Omar Atlee was an emotional person. I knew that. And I am declaring on your program, if Sylvia Jacobs wants to continue, because now I have appealed the decision that the judge that sided with them unlawfully, that I saw in Antigua, she was shocked. Spirits works in a great way. After she gave me the verdict, I went to Antigua because I have a business partner that wanted to buy a hotel there, and they invited me to stay at the hotel for free. I went to eat breakfast. Who came, saw me? The same judge that gave me the verdict. And I said, hi, hello, how are you? Remember me? Miss Arrindell. She turned blue. Really? Same day she left the hotel.
Wow.
So, the spirits works in a great way. So I appeal it because the verdict that she give and Omar Atlee's verdict is the same. And on top of that, it's a violation of my human rights. So I'm going to take this all the way up to the European Human Rights Court. But what happened to Sylvia Jacob and Omar Atlee, in my sense, they don't understand that the Dutch wants me to continue this. For the Dutch, it's corruption. For me, it's human rights violation, the right to speak. So Sylvia Jacob is helping them, and Omar Atlee is helping them crucify their own people because they want to go after Duran.
So you're saying that they appreciate you?
Yes, without me, they cannot continue investigation. Because when I write my disposition, I have to write my defense. And I'm defending, Mr. Gibbs, the right to call you a thief, because that's my right. You're a public figure. I can do so.
And you have to prove it.
Exactly. No, I don't have to prove you're a thief. There's nowhere in the Constitution that said so. I don't have to prove nothing. I could say that, or I could say whatever I want with my mouth. It happens in Europe all day, all night.
So as long as the person's a public figure, you
public figure, they could talk about me all day, all night. How much people got? They could say anything they want. I don't have to prove nothing. What the judge said is me saying that can damage Sylvia Jacobs, but you're a politician. So what's up? Yeah. So now let's go. Let's go. I want to keep going up. But the more I go up, the lawyer that I hired at that time, he wants to argue corruption. I said, no, I want to argue freedom of expression. I'm not going to allow you to lock up my people. I have the right. I'm going to lock them up myself. So if they continue, because me, I'm willing to do a settlement agreement with them. But if they continue, it's just going to be bad for them. Because by the time I go to appeals court right now, which is 3. And I wrote a very long disposition, and I'm willing to give it to you for you to see. Really long. And you can give it to your daughter. Your daughter will tell you, Mr. Gibbs, this guy is on to something. And I went back to cases from 1970, judgments, and I give them, and again. So therefore, they have an issue. But I know exactly what their plans are. And the sad thing about my people is that they don't have proper intelligence how to deal with subject matter. So they all fall right into my trap, Mr. Gibbs. When you don't answer me, you fall into my trap. When you answer me, you fall into my trap. So I am playing what you call the intellectual warfare on a political aspect where they have circumvented their people, where they have put their own people on the knees. Take a look at Tell 100 and something people fired. That is gold mine for me. I said it, 9 months long, they're going to fire you.
But why they didn't act before the election?
Because they figured that those people would have voted for them, but the people was listening to me. I asked the people to vote them out. The person that circumvented Kevin Miangrette, Rolando Bryson, he doesn't have a seat. Take a look at every single person that I targeted. Draw down. Sarah Westcott Williams, her voters was the seniors. They came out.
Yeah,
big time.
Yeah, she went up there.
They came out big time. Why? I entertain the seniors every day. My number one fan base, Mr. Oral Gibbs, is the people that sit at home. I got people like, I feel like I don't got time to do a video or something. I get calls from saying, Olivier, Lord, man, I can't sleep. They call me. I get up, I do a video for them. And you know, seniors, they like that. And you know what? They like it when it's ruder. They like it when they got one or two bad words in it. Or these my people are some people. So the result of the election was exactly what you saw. And to my surprise, Mr. Gibbs, I was not allowed to sit at the table to have a proper negotiation concept. Being the legal advisor of a person that I got elected on a political party that I negotiated for him to go to.
Yeah.
I was not allowed. I didn't make noise. I sat. I relaxed.
So after the election, there was a meeting.
No, after the election, myself and Kevin Miangrette was at the gas station because nobody wanted Kevin Miangrette to be around them.
Really?
Yeah, Christopher Emmanuel didn't call him, nothing like that. Nobody wanted him to be around.
No one called him?
They had a big problem in the party. Everybody acting like they had a happy family. No. They had issues. So I consoled Kevin. I told Kevin, you don't need money to win the election. You don't need money to win the election. I built the entire platform of Kevin Miangrette. I made Kevin Miangrette. I make it, I can break it. I made Kevin Miangrette. I made Christopher Emmanuel as well.
Christopher
exactly.
will dispute that.
Yeah, but he could say whatever he wants. I got proof of that. You sleep in my house. You eat in my plate. You excuse my language. You went to my bathroom. You did everything. I brought you into the game of politics, and I'm waiting for him to dispute that. Because the first youngest politician ever to run on a political slate of his own was Olivier Arrindell. I inspire all of these jokers to become something proper, but their minds of wants to become rich off of the people wealth doesn't allow them, keep them broke.
What year you ran?
It was with me, Johan van Heinigen, Island Council. It was National Alliance, DLP, and the guy with the one.
I saw your picture someday. It was young.
I was 24 years old.
1 year younger than Tia then.
Correct. I was 24 years old. I ran. I got 30 votes, and I made the National Alliance at that time. Sat down in Island Council because they needed those votes to win the executive council.
Let me tell you, I met Mr. Kevin Miangrette for the first time when I was invited for the arrival of the Icon of the Seas.
Okay.
He was there, and I was passing by, he stopped by, we shook hands, and I said to him, congratulations. Seems like a very nice guy.
Well, you know, I don't dispute he's a nice guy, but you're asking the wrong person if he's a nice guy. He's a scumbag. He's a dirt of the earth and the whole 9 yards for me, because ungratefulness doesn't familiarize with being nice.
But everyone is, everyone is siding with you on that.
You're a backstabber. You betrayed your country. You ran for you were still driver. I took a driver, a Haitian descendant, which my mother opened the door for every single Haitian to come to this country. 65 years my mother lived in this country before she passed away. You yourself was telling me that how great my mother was as a lady as you was working in Mullaby with her. She paved the way to show people of St. Martin that Haitian people are respectable, grateful, and persons of backstabbing. That's why my mother survived in this nation and has birthed a child 40-something years after she was in this land, right? Which is me. Never happened. So,
But you ever thought that scene, that the background scene, that your mother as a Haitian lady, very fine lady, and you're in Mother Bay, as I told you. You ever thought about that? Because in St. Martin, and I told you before we started, your background, a lot of people look at that and then they judge you based on that, and a lot of people look down on Haitians and
yeah, but how can you judge the people that liberate black people? I mean, how can you judge? Look at me. A lot of people tell me don't brag. I'm not bragging. I'm saying the facts. I am one of the. But I mean, anybody could challenge. But take a look. I'm the representation of St. Martin.
Yeah.
And in the world, if I do something bad in the world, they're gonna say St. Martin. You understand? So whether where your father, I don't care where your background come from. What Kevin Miangrette did is a demonstration of what you're going to get in this government for the next however time.
So you have an agreement with him?
I have a written agreement, yes. He owes me $150,000 and I'm going to get my money. I will get it. I will get it when I'm ready to pick it up.
So why does he owe you $150,000?
Because the agreement basically said that I will advise you on every single level, help you get elected. And from the time you sign the agreement, I am your political advisor and your person that organize, help you until the year 2030. If you
2030?
Yeah, 2030, which is the 2 years after the next election, 2028. If you do not want that, and that's going to be done for free. Everything was done for free. If you do not want that, introduce you to people, Bill. If you don't want that, no problem. You just let me know. And for reasons, then you have to pay me a fine of $150,000.
So when was the last time you saw Mr. Miangrette?
The last time I saw him is when I had a video call with him and I introduced him to the president of Congo's brother. There we had plans to bring him and Christopher Emmanuel to Congo and, bridge a relationship between Congo and St. Martin.
So I assume those plans are off.
Oh, absolutely. Nobody likes a betrayer, because when I was there and one afternoon I was sad because things like this, I'm human first, yeah?
Yeah.
So when something like this happens, you become disappointed in yourself, because my wife always tell me that, hey, you do good things with your heart, So when I got disappointed and the brother of the president looked at me and he said, "What happened to you now?" He said, "Every day you're not giving me attention, you're giving St. Martin attention, and they backstab you like that. Man, you're Congolese. You with us now. Let's go build this country. This country is where all the big money is. You see, we have diamond. Let's go build this country. Let's build it. Right? Look what they did to you." And I was ashamed, to be quite frank with you. This is the guy you want me to bring red carpet, and he backstab you. Not in Africa. So, and it took like a couple of days, for me to have done, because it's someone that I cared about, Mr. Gibbs. I cared about this person. I brought this person in my house. I look at the fact that his mother was poor, and I remember my story. I pulled back my dream of being the first Haitian descendant St. Martiner to be elected. I put that on the back burner for him.
So you sacrificed?
Yes, I defended him. Yeah. I went to court. I create enemies that I normally wanted anyhow, but I created them faster for him. You see what I'm saying to you? I did this for him.
Well, people have told me that too.
So if anybody in St. Martin could trust this guy, if anybody in St. Martin could, see, if you look in Parliament right now, you see Gracia next to him, Emmanuel next to him, and he's in the middle like he cannot do nothing. He's a mumu. He can't move left and right. He doesn't have his own mind. He's done. So anybody in St. Martin can trust this guy to literally believe, because those votes,
let me say this.
It's over.
Mr. Arrindell, if Mr. Miangrette comes to you tomorrow and say, "Look, Mr. Arrindell, I don't know how he address you, or Olivier, or whatever. Let's patch things up. Let's go back and honor the agreement that I signed with you, and everything will be okay with you?"
Under one condition. One condition. Everything will be okay with me under one condition. as long as you become an independent member of parliament supporting whichever government you want. You see, yes, I said it on your program. Maybe you can broker it, because what I'm going to do to this guy and those that assisted him is going to be the record of record. Because what happened is, Oral, you have a right when you give your life to someone emotionally or whichever way, and you allow their life to be safeguarded. Because if he was not elected, he would have been out of a job, out of money, out of everything, and his life would have been done. He would have left the island, don't have nothing. I save a family, mother, son, father, brother, the whole 9 yards.
How the father feel towards you?
I don't know. I don't know how he feels towards me. I haven't spoken to them. But one thing I can say, yes to your answer under one condition. He cannot be a part of the now political party that orchestrated the manipulation that organized this matter. Even though I blame a man, but a man has but he did it twice. The first time it was with the up party when they tried to force him to disassociate himself from me. He did a video, blah, blah. He came back by using a broker. I let it be. Then he signed a retraction agreement, retracting. Then after that, we continue. I got him elected. Then he did it again. So this time you have to give a concession.
So the Now Party, I saw a picture of you toasting with the leader of the Now Party.
Yeah, that's when he was at my house, my restaurant. I had a restaurant in the Dominican Republic that I was a shareholder of. And he came down. He was trying to find a way for me to support financially, but I did not.
Okay.
You know, coming up here, people they don't tell you I need money. They'll tell you, buy the party need money, and I don't do stuff like that. If I truly don't, but I got the party elected still. You know, he got donors from Maxud and from other people. You know, so they are the ones that I believe that is direct in his direction.
And so now the DP party. I want to ask you on each party.
Correct.
Right now. So the Now party is a party you don't want anything to do with, you will say?
They don't anything to do with me. I'm not part of them. They declare.
You don't want.
I don't want anything. Yeah. No, I don't want nothing to do with backstabbers. Absolutely.
So they're off your list.
They're off my list as humans. Yes.
What about the Democratic Party?
The DP. My number one goal when I started was to get rid of the institutional corruption. DP is an institutional corrupt political party. But if I did get rid of the institutional corruption, then the National Alliance and the Up Party would have been back. So I had to see how I was going to balance my devils, right? Personally, my opinion of Sarah is very strong. I consider her as a mama. You know, mama is a cartel. You know, in Colombia you have women cartels. For me, that's her, and I can give you the description of why. But nevertheless, I believe that this is going to be their last round. So let's see what they're not going to be able to perform now because they have issues at the present moment. And if they put that Indian boy,
when you say issues,
yeah, I mean, the Indian boy that they have there, he's working for Rayon Peterson. So if they put him, they get bust. Anybody they put in finance, DP is gonna have a problem in a council of ministers because they're gonna vote against them. It's gonna be a drama house because I know how the whole thing works.
So how about the number 2 in the DP? You think she plays a significant role?
Gracia, in the past, could have had grace in my heart, but Gracia for me is a hypocrite. And I can tell you that because of my experience. And I've released a recording conversation between
But some
her
people
and
say
I.
that she came nice to you when you were attacking other people. And
whatever, they don't know. Her husband is a criminal. They're going in there to basically safeguard their business. I want one law.
They have a vested interest.
Correct, they have vested interest. There's only one law that I want to pass rapidly is the antitrust law. Once you put the antitrust law in place, then all the monopoly is dead in St. Martin and all of these interests which just blah, 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 fly away. And they have a vested interest. Let me give you a story, Oral Gibbs, true story. The night of the election over, I didn't sleep for 48 hours. My wife and I, we rush up. I called Tio, said, Tio, I'm coming to your house. 5 o'clock in the morning. 6 o'clock, I'm on my way. Tio came down, and I am a very spiritual person, and the spirit always walked with me. I walk up, drive up by Tio, walk into your house, Gracia sitting there, Tio sitting there, and I said to him, listen, your interests, personal interests, my interests for St. Martin is to restructure the economic aspect and the aviation aspect. Your interest is personal because you want to go after the mingos, you want to go after your business and whatnot. That's your interest. What we should do is we should split TIAT in two, creating a Ministry of Transportation and Economic Affairs. And you have a ministry on that side that is Ministry of Port and whatnot, telecommunication, whatnot, because it's too big for one. Tio sat down there, blah, blah, blah. Well, this, no, you want TIAT, you can take it. No problem. Twos and twos, after he told me no, I didn't argue with him. Guess who showed up? Dutch guy showed up to say you have to go to jail on Monday. That's how my spirit works. You tell me no, you go jail on Monday. Tell them workers did not listen to me, you get fired. Because intellectual warfare is one of spirituality. You have to be cleansed. I'm positive. So this is how it works. From there, they bring justice on the table. Christopher, Emmanuel, Kevin, and I, we went up Peak Paradis, all the way in the mountains.
Why?
To discuss the matters of how we're going to organize this matter. They brought justice on the table. Christopher Emmanuel said, if I don't want it, then I could take a seat and I can go. Are you meaning me and Kevin? I looked at Kevin. I said, Kevin, let's take justice because I will be able to fix it with the antitrust law and certain things. All Chris was concerned about is traveling, women and whatnot. And I watch Kevin. Kevin know when I watch him, I'm giving a certain eyeball. Hey, this is not what we discuss. Focus. You're young. I'm coaching you to go into the right direction. Kevin turned around and asked me, but who are we going to put as Minister of Justice? I said, well, I'm going to evaluate and I'm going to think about certain things. So I turned around in the car and I said to him, but what do you think about Lyndon? He said, boy, I don't want to put Lyndon, Mr. because Lyndon love money too much. And his family to the O'Neill, this and that, and the man and dirty, they love money too much, corrupt, bad. I said to him, okay, give me some time, let me go. So I had a list of 5 names. There's another advisor there, a young girl, not going to mention her name because of it's her right to privacy. She came to me with a proposal of a name, and I said, I had the same person in mind. That person said they cannot do it because they have small kids. Then I said, but there's another person. We chose people of the highest integrity that would do the job because justice is a business. It's not like formalities because you're not in control of the prosecutor office. You have to restructure the human resources part of justice and immigration aspect. Twos and twos, we all agree. We went and we discussed with the person agreed. It took a while, but Christopher did not agree. But I was under the impression that education is yours and justice is ours, right? He did not agree because the corruption cannot go down. Yeah? Nevertheless, twos and twos, Lyndon Lewis came to the house of Kevin Miangrette in the morning, and I was there, and Kevin told him in front of me, hey, come in parliament with me. But Christopher's intention is for him to become a minister and Boncampa, who never got any votes, slip in, collect a free salary, then get expelled. Then another person comes in. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4 salaries on the backs of the people of St. Martin, which you don't have the money in your budget. Your country's already broke.
So you want to stop that fleece?
I want to stop it. I just said, no, that you can't have that. Mm-hmm. Lyndon did not get elected. Kevin did. So therefore, Lyndon coming this way. They never agreed to that. So they looked at it as, controlling aspects. So I let it go. Mm. When I was in Africa, the whole story, this what really happened, right? And Kevin can say, well, they forced me to do it. No, you're elected member of parliament now. Nobody can force you to do nothing. So therefore, there's no excuse to the behavior that he have. But in Haitian language, there's a saying, when a banana peel is on the ground, take time, walk, because you might slip someplace that is there. And that's what happened in regards to Kevin Miangrette. in regards to my money, I will get my money. It will take up. I'm waiting until I realize that he has enough reserves so I can go and attack at it.
Okay, in case you've just joined us, this is Oral Gibbs Live. My guest is Mr. Olivier Arrindell, and you're either watching us on Facebook, YouTube, or you're listening to us on Hot 99.9 FM radio. I asked you about the DP and the Now Party. What about the PFP party?
PFP is a political party that does not believe in the fundamental rights of the African way of family. So I'm a fundamental...
Why you say that?
Because they're a political party that believe in the same-sex marriage, and they're a political party that was formed by another corrupt DNA, Marcel Gum's daughter, corrupt DNA and whatnot, and keep going, corruption.
But Marcel has never been associated with any kind of corruption that I can recall.
But I could tell you one of an airline company, I could tell you many, but I don't want to spend time discussing Marcel Gum's issue. Maybe the young...
No, you mentioned his name. That's
yeah. Michael Ferrier is the godfather of this young girl and whatnot. And we can talk about the people that is in the background.
You're saying guilty by association?
Not guilty by DNA, so not by association. You're not guilty by association, but your DNA, you're guilty for sure. Because a dog can't make a cat, and a cat can't make a dog. So
well, let me just jump back there. You remember what I told you at the beginning of the program about my father?
Yeah.
Okay. So sometimes perception is a big problem too, right? Correct. So sometimes people say, oh, yeah, okay, his father was alcoholic. He turned his life around. His father was cleaning the beach, so he's going to do the same thing. And fast forward, and you realize, hey, he's not like his father, actually. And he married a great woman, have 3 beautiful, intelligent children. Life can take some strange turns when people misjudge you.
I agree with you, but then this fact is not misjudged because Melissa Gums is just like a father. Don't do nothing, never do anything, sit down there, can't talk, can't write, and just sit down there and then, we went into a meeting and we solved the problem of Tillam. They haven't done anything 4 years ago. They're not going to do something 4 years now. They are there to protect the specific interests of them. This is why I want the antitrust law to break that apart. Simple as that. And as a matter of fact, Marcel Gums is not a citizen of St. Martin. We're going to get to that point next. They are not citizens of St. Martin.
Are you alluding because of the European and friends?
Let me ask you a question, my dear friend. And for the listeners and the people that are listening, this is very vital to understand so we know where we are going. What is the difference, Mr. Gibbs, between a citizen of St. Martin, Holland, and France?
You tell me.
I would like to hear it. Yes, my guy. I would like to hear. I would like to hear your answer. Just shoot anything. I want to.
Okay, you tell me.
Good. May I ask another question in that aspect?
Well, I see the problem is I'm asking questions.
We're having a conversation. Just play along with me for a little bit. You were born on St. Martin, right?
Right.
Dutch side or French side?
Dutch side.
Good. I was born on St. Martin. Dutch side. You and I are citizens of St. Martin. Marcel Gums is a foreigner. And everyone who was not born on the Dutch side of St. Martin is a foreigner and is not a citizen of St. Martin. Now let's further continue. What nationality you have? Is it from Holland? Is it Dutch? What nationality is it?
I listen to you.
Good. It is the nationality of the Kingdom of the Netherlands. There's no such thing as a nationality Dutch or nationality Holland because you're not from Holland. And the Dutch Republic no longer exists. After the Dutch Republic was abolished, the Kingdom of the Netherlands became the nation. So in the Kingdom of the Netherlands, you have some partners. And those partners are St. Martin, Curaçao, Aruba.
You remember what year that was?
10, they became the partners. Before that, it was the Netherlands Antilles and the Kingdom of the Netherlands, which was formed in 50-something, 59, 54. Yeah. But I'm talking about 10.
Yeah.
Now, guess what, Mr. Gibbs? Simple reason why you don't want Olivier at the table is because Olivier Arrindell understood that he is going to put citizens of St. Martin first just like how in Monaco they do, in the Netherlands they do. And how do you do that? Every single person that was born in St. Martin at the age of 18 can vote in St. Martin. And that is a right of St. Martin. Now, having a Dutch passport does not make you a citizen of St. Martin, Sarah Westcott William. Does not make you a citizen of St. Martin, William Marlin. Does not make you a citizen of St. Martin, Silvera Jacob. Does not make you a citizen of St. Martin, Christopher Emmanuel. Does not make you a citizen of St. Martin. Our government is made up of people of non-citizenship of St. Martin. Don't believe me? Deregister and see if you don't have to go through immigration process to re-register. Nobody can do you and me nothing, Mr. Gibson, in new system. Thank you, the Netherlands. You're heading exactly where I want to go. Because me and Ora Gibbs, her father, mother, Haitian, whatever you want to call it, we are citizens of St. Martin, and Sarah is not. Christopher Emmanuel is not.
Let me give you a story very quickly here. In 1980, I was back here from the US, and my passport expired. And I had an invitation to fly to Puerto Rico. They cleared out on their first flight. So I went to renew my passport. And because there was a guy causing problems.
Olivier Arrindell, back in your days.
I was the bad guy, but the establishment didn't like me already. They decided that I'm not going to get my passport because I have to go to the French side. Because my father was born on the French side. So therefore they said to me, well, you got to go Marigot for your passport. Well, I took a lawyer called Wallace Peterson, used to call him Bush lawyer, 100 guilders, and I got back my passport.
Yeah. Because you're a citizen of St. Martin. Now, guess what? Oral, this is where it gets beautiful. Because I had the law already put there. That would have created 20,000 brand new voters. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
Because citizens of St. Martin is being disadvantaged to the system. What you have in St. Martin is a lot of citizens of the Kingdom of the Netherlands registered in one part of the Kingdom of the Netherlands that gives them legality to live and vote and work in that part of the Kingdom of the Netherlands. That I want restructuring. Because citizens of St. Martin like you and I, we can't survive here. For example, those who are citizens of Holland, when they're born out of a parent from Holland, they get a social security number. We don't have a social security number from Holland. We have a passport that is from the Kingdom of the Netherlands. You see, that is the fundamental difference. So everyone that was born in St. Martin, Dutch side, are citizens of St. Martin. This is why when I came in yesterday, the immigration guy looked at my passport. He sees St. Martin, so he doesn't have to stamp it. So I said to him, no, give me a stamp still. But if it say Aruba, if it say Curaçao, if it say any other country besides St. Martin, he must stamp. So, this is why Silvera Jacob, if she deregister Uncle St. Martin right now, or Sarah Westcott William, where your birth certificate from? They show thing like mine. And a lot of them. This is why we need to have a law in St. Martin that says you must be a citizen of St. Martin, born in St. Martin to be a minister. You can become parliamentarian. But to be a minister, you got to be a citizen of St. Martin. And that is the fundamental difference that the Netherlands is playing the game. That's why Aruba, it is only citizens of Aruba. Curaçao, it is only citizens of Curaçao. St. Martin, it is citizens of all over the world and none but none from St. Martin. Who is a citizen of St. Martin currently in our parliament makeup? I got to validate if Melissa Gums was born in St. Martin. I got to check that. Grisha, I'm not sure. Maybe Curaçao, I'm not sure. St. Martin, I have to double check that. Kevin Miangrette, I know because he was born here. Not Christopher, not Sarah, not, what's her name? Silvera Jacob, not the Minister of Finance, Artwell, not Omar Atley, and I can go further and further and further and further. Those are non-citizens of St. Martin. And a lot of people do not understand the system right now. And once you understand the system, I'm going to say, Mr. Netherlands.
So let me ask you, Mr. Arrindell, when you came in yesterday, how did they treat you at the airport?
Everybody respects me. You know, I get through like this very fast. I usually get the services that I come out Air France, pop, in and out, and that's it. Oh. The people love me. The politicians don't.
We understand why.
Correct. and you can see that I'm going to keep the communication going because it is good. If you don't have political discourse in your nation, Mr. Gibson, nothing can change.
We need to move on to other political party. So we had the NOW, the DP, the
PFP. We did PFP.
Yeah,
PFP.
Okay. So what about the URSM now?
URSM is a completely legal organization for me in my aspect because it is non-citizens of St. Martin. Brenda Brooks, non-citizen of St. Martin that is in the background controlling a convicted criminal as well. Because she was convicted for conducting fraud in immigration, bribing immigration officers. Yes, it was. It is facts. It is the record. Marcelina is a Curacilian crackhead, in my opinion. Sorry, nothing wrong with the Curacilian, but it is what it is. Once you get yourself involved in the drug activities and whatnot, and you have those type of behavior, for me, you're a crackhead. That's one. Secondly, he's not a citizen of St. Martin, so I don't believe that a person that is not a citizen of St. Martin should be the Prime Minister of St. Martin. A person that is a citizen of St. Martin should be the Prime Minister of St. Martin. And then from there, URSM has no fundamental written ability that would direct the countries into the aspect, and they represent a certain amount of elites.
So when you look at it in terms of all the people you mentioned, right? Does it really matter if they're citizens or not? They all carry a passport.
No, they carry a passport from the kingdom. Yeah. They not carry a passport from the kingdom means nothing. Go live in the kingdom. Go live in Holland. Go there and become prime minister. Let's see if a black man like you, a mulatto like you, can become prime minister over there. Good luck.
You know, a lot of us are made up of mulattoes in St. Martin. That's a
fact. That's a fact. But the point is, he's not a citizen of St. Martin.
But what if he does a great job?
No, I don't want him to do the great job. I want a citizen of St. Martin to do a great job. A bad job is a citizen of St. Martin that has that right, not him. That's the point. It is make up like that all over the world.
Okay.
Why we have to be the ones who say, oh, well, because he's a nice guy, let him be. No, he's not a citizen of St. Martin.
He has a lot of passion for it. I've had him on the program a few times. He's very passionate about this.
Yeah, he's passionate for making, I would be passionate if I can make this in St. Martin too. That's what he's passionate about. That's why he wants to be a doctor and the prime minister at the same time. I mean, it's ridiculous. I have a lot of passion for St. Martin, but why not me? Why don't appoint me as prime minister of St. Martin? I have a lot of passion for St. Martin. Yeah, let's put me. Because I do not represent the interests of his elite mulatto group. I don't represent the interests of his organization aspect. You have 4 political parties that have 4 different political ideology that they don't even know what is their ideology themselves.
Are they going to work together, by the way?
Good luck.
So
URSM, in my opinion, it's a political organization, right? As well, a lot of concession was made to me to spare them because I had some serious things I was going to bring out. And evidence-wise.
So a lot of dirty laundry, you're saying?
Done them, yes. But some people that I wanted them to get the opportunity, talk to me. And I said, okay, good. But still that person, up to now, I'm waiting to see if they're going to get it. Because I'm going to rip that prime minister. I can't wait for this government to sit down. Because they need real opposition to hold them accountable for what they're going to do to this country.
The thing is, and people have said this to me, Mr. Arrindell, Mr. Olivier is good. He's exposed a lot of things. But also, sometimes it's a small society. Everyone knows everyone, basically. And the exposure of certain things doesn't go down well with many people.
That's their problem, not mine. I'm from a small society too, the society of Olivier Arrindell. My father, biological father, was never there for me. So he died, we died in peace, so he loved to you, peace. My acknowledged father disowned me, so hey, be it, man. It is what it is, let's play. My job is to the citizens of St. Martin that did not have the right to be part of that small society.
So you pledge your allegiance to the people.
That's right.
Okay.
Like you and I, you fought 23 years to get your radio license. What nonsense it is that a guy that is not the citizen of St. Martin to tell you who is a citizen of St. Martin, you have to wait 23 years. You crazy. No, citizens of St. Martin will pay zero income tax under the administration of Olivier Arrindell. Non-citizens of St. Martin will pay.
So, you know,
Monaco is like that. All over the world is like that.
Antigua, they don't pay any income
Exactly.
tax.
So citizens of St. Martin is going to pay zero taxes on their homes. You who are not a citizen of St. Martin will pay. That is the rule all over the world. Why I can't have that in my country? It is my country. If you're going to deport me, where you think they're going to deport me? Holland? But they're going to deport me back to where? Right here?
You can't send you nowhere.
So what happened? I was born here. Where are they going to send me? And that is the point that I'm trying to make. You and I, above Severa Jacob, Sarah Westcott William, Marcelina, is becoming prime minister of a mistake within the makeup of the Kingdom of the Netherlands. That's what it is. You understand what I'm saying? So that mistake allowed them to have political power, and you and I country, Mr. Gibbs.
Yeah.
And it's wrong.
Wow, Mr. Arrindell, it's quite interesting when you look at how St. Martin is. You just mentioned to me the radio station that I told you about.
Right.
But you know what? Since I've gotten that license, it's been a nightmare. The same establishment and forces out there are doing everything to make sure. Right now, as we talk, I just got a signal that we're off the air. That's to show you how it is now. This program is being done for television, and it will also go on the radio. Mm-hmm. But to show you how St. Martin is that if you're not a particular person, they will do everything to make sure that what you are doing don't work and don't succeed.
But you know something? My fight has been from the time I start, and guess what? I'm winning. And guess what? When you and I make sure that I become prime minister tomorrow, they better run. Because this is going to become for the citizens of St. Martin. You see, I didn't, I'm telling you now. Look, Mr. Gibbs, I work with presidents of countries. So I am privileged to go into certain meetings and I meet certain dignitaries, ambassadors of Holland. I met the foreign minister of Holland as well. And I be talking. I'm from St. Martin. I talk just the way all you and I talk. And they understand me. And they're like, but how come no one from your country, your politicians there don't talk like that? No. They respect you more when they see that you're passionate about your country. How can somebody, for example, if you look at the makeup of the Constitution of St. Martin, it doesn't give people like Sarah, William, Duncan, all of these people that has negotiated that. If that Constitution, they say you have to be born in St. Martin in order to be prime minister, they would have never agreed to it. But they put it in a way that benefits them.
But it couldn't be done because in the end, it has to be approved by the Netherlands.
Mr. Gibbs, that is a metaphor that the politicians typically like to say, to hide behind of their mistakes. It is a decision that has to be made by the Council of the Kingdom. You want to rip the kingdom apart, you do one thing. And $60,000 it costs. I refuse to pay it. When, there's groups like Pro Swaliga and a bunch of them have a lot of things going on. You ask for an international review of the kingdom charters, which is unbalanced, Article 55, 49. It is not balanced. A white person from the Netherlands cannot have more rights than you as a Negro from St. Martin. It's supposed to be balanced for everybody. Once you do that, once you bring that to the courts, the entire kingdom charter will just break apart. And the only ones that could do that is the prime minister or the parliament. So imagine Olivier Arrindell as your prime minister, first 90 days. Let's review the kingdom charters. And we will see if it's only the Netherlands can approve or disapprove. Doesn't work like that, my dear friend. And then I will channel the 18 to 19 votes I have in African Union and some other friends and whatnot to rally behind.
Explain that one.
I'm not saying that I don't want to be part of, I'm not saying that we should not be in a partnership with the Netherlands. It's business. What I'm saying is that the pie has to be cut different for me and my citizens. I'm broke. I don't want to borrow money from you at shock loan prices. If St. Martin wants $1 billion tomorrow, there are organizations that I can call They sit down and talk to you, and they give you loans at 2%, 1%. But the Netherlands is blocking you on that aspect because they want to be the ones to give you the loans so they can make money. It's a business. So you can't come and tell me, yo, no, I make the decision. No, sir, you don't. You do not make the decision. I make the decision for me and my nation. You make the decision when it comes to international affairs. You make the decision when it comes to your passport. But when it comes to the territory of St. Martin, it is we that have to make the decision.
I'll tell you what, Mr. Arrindell, I have to go to a quick break, all right? In case you've just joined us, this is Oral Gibbs Live. My guest is Mr. Olivier Arrindell. See him right there on camera. If you're watching us on Facebook or YouTube, we are also on Hot 99.9 FM radio. Right back. Please stay with us right here on Oral Gibbs Live. Right back.
We are vibrant, expressive, warm, and diverse. Together, we conquer, and now we expand into new horizons, giving you more of the best. Introducing our new Bankomatico Plus with wider acceptance, purchase protection, and enhanced security. Whether you're online, traveling, or in paradise, experience more with Windward Island Bank. Bankomatico Plus. More of the best.
My guest here on Oral Gibbs Live is Mr. Olivier Arrindell. Is here with me, and we're here speaking with him. Always a pleasure having him on the program. It's been here many times before. You know, Mr. Arrindell, you know, a lot of people are not happy that you're on this show.
We should not care about their happiness, to be frank. Me and you, we are.
But, you know, from the time I started, I've always felt that everyone should be given a chance to say what they have to say.
Correct.
Even if I don't agree with it or agree with it.
Correct.
And that's why I told my wife, I said, Mr. Arrindell, I promised him the last time that he'll be back. And I said, when I have an opening, we'll do it, and we're doing it, and that's why you're here. Some people feel that I'm legitimizing you. I said, no, because all the other people that came here that they like, they didn't say that. So I'm very open, and I believe as part of the media, that's what we're supposed to do. Now, my colleagues are not too happy with you either, because I know one of my colleagues, you really took the task, and they're not happy. I'm an outsider in the media. Actually, I'm someone that they always leave out anyway. When they have their meetings to discuss media matters, I'm never invited. But again, as a St. Martiner, I believe in this island first and foremost, right? How you feel today, and I got to come back to the other political party, but I have to jump back to the media. How you feel about the media today? Because many people are saying you make a grave mistake when you attack the media.
Me? I didn't attack the media. The media attacked me. You didn't attack me. You and I can always have honest conversation. We have many tough conversations because both of you and I are citizens of St. Martin. Citizens of St. Martin is talking. So if someone who is not a citizen of St. Martin attacks me in the media, I really care. I go head to head with you. You call me con man. You call me thief. You call me this. You went and have a whole 1 hour conversation just about me. You're being paid to talk about me. I'm a private citizen businessman. You're talking only about me. The domination of politics in St. Martin surrounds about me. I don't have the right to tell you, but Lord, man, you're talking nonsense. I will call you out, especially if you're a crackhead, especially if you're like little children. I'm the wrong person to know your dirty secrets if you're going to attack me. Because I'm not seeking your friendship. I'm only seeking the truth. My goal is to become the Prime Minister of St. Martin when I retire. That's my goal. My goal is to liberate. I got 2 organizations. St. Martin Movement for Change. St. Martin Liberation Movement for Change. Done. 2 organizations that's going to bring it forth. And step by step, I'm going to go forward. Because what St. Martin really need, you have one newspaper. Whose narrative are they representing? The media, whose narrative are they representing? My narrative? No. Your narrative? No. Who narrative all of them representing? I can mention them. PJ82, whose narrative is Lady Grace representing? Whose narrative is Laser 101 representing? Whose narrative is SOS is representing? Everybody is okay with Olivier Arrindell as long Olivier Arrindell doesn't talk about their reality. Ora Gibbs is a legit man. He's a legit businessman. But Ora Gibbs and I are citizens of this nation. I want you to refrain from using the word St. Martin. I want you to start use the word citizen of St. Martin. That's a powerful word because everybody is a St. Martin.
You know, I had a confrontation with an immigration officer in Puerto Rico a few years ago with that because I arrived.
Correct.
And the section that asks for citizen, I put St. Martin.
Correct.
He said, no, I'm not going to let you in the country because St. Martin. You know, so he said,
at that time, he's right. But now, me, I'd have put, I have three nationalities, Dominican Republic, French, and the Kingdom of the Netherlands. And people always say, oh, but you can't. I tell people I'm an expert in these aspects. So you can argue and discuss with me all day, all night. But back to the media, Mr. Gibbs. You know what? They should invite me on their program and ask me those questions directly, not having persons come on the program that you biasly got paid to do, to attack me. Because leave the lying dog alone. My problem is not with you. My problem is with the government that is taking advantage of the people of St. Martin. You go and you defend the people that are taking advantage of the people of St. Martin. I will attack you back. In a small society, it's very good.
So you're saying that the media is paid to?
Yeah, I mean, you think Lady Grace and Wiggly did a program on me for free? I'm trying to get on that program and I can't get there.
Well, I had Mr. Wiggly here and he didn't pay to come.
You're different. Oh. But I know he got paid to go over there.
Oh, okay. Let me ask you about the other parties because there's some other parties that we still have to touch on. And the Up Party. How you?
Well, you know, the Up Party has transitioned into many different things. Omar Atley, there are three women.
You're calling me a family?
Yeah, there are three women in my life that has been instrumental in my development. One name is my mother, Simone Antoine. The next one is Mary Elizabeth Solomon, which is my grandmother by love, by the whole 9 yards.
Also another beautiful lady.
Exactly.
Real nice
this
lady.
Woman, she traveled with me the most with her own birth grandchildren. I went all over with this lady. And on top of that, the lovely wife that I have in my life now. Those are the three instrumental. Two of them died, so I care less about whose opinion, whatever, and that. Omar Atley and I, we grew up literally in our jockeys together. I'm older in the house. So at some point, I know him personally.
And he knows you well too.
I know how to trigger him. So he fall in the trap. But if he did align with me, if he did come join me, and if he did allow me to coach him, it would have been a dominated force to be reckoned with. And I would have made sure that any alignment of lineage of corruption around them would have been away. But I guess my grandmother, Mary Solomon, didn't want it like that because obviously her spirit and forces down there don't want it like that because at the end of the day, Omar Atley is not a citizen of St. Martin. So it did not work out to be that way. So my discourse towards the Up Party and especially to Omar Atley is to demonstrate I'm not afraid of none of you. You understand my point?
Yeah. But do you all speak now?
Yeah, I mean, we talk. Yes, we talk. Text me, we talk. Politics is politics. Nature is nature. The only goal that I have right now is I believe he should continue in his political career. And the only thing that can damage that is the continuation of this court case that I am going to continue, and that I want to settle out between him and Severe Jacob. But if they don't want to, I continue.
Look, I think Omar Otley has a lot of potential.
Correct.
I don't know him too well. I had him on my program once, and he was amazed when he came in, very respectful, very nice. But after that, he turned on me. He turned on me because I did a show, and people in his office told him a lie about me. So he called me and said to me something I didn't like. I said, look, I don't lie. I don't have any reasons to lie. And then he just cut me off from his phone, no more contact. Patricia Flanders, who was a great representative of the seniors, called him and said, Minister Otley, Oral Gibbs did not say that. He didn't. She verified it. He never picked up the phone and said, you know, Oral or Mr. Gibbs, look, I'm sorry, I made a mistake, I listened to the wrong. He never did that. And the thing about it is I always support his family, the Myers family, from the mother all the way down, Tochi, Frankie, you name it. Even his father, Mr. Otley. So when you look at it, this guy doesn't talk to me anymore. He at least deleted me from his phone so I couldn't contact him. I think that was the most stupidest thing I've ever experienced from a politician.
But you know something, Earl? That's how he is, you know? But who cares? You talking to me. I'm the bigger cousin. So.
Well, no, I'm just telling you what happened because people were asking me, but how come we never see him on your program? You can't see him on this program. You know why you can't see him?
Because he doesn't come.
Yeah.
Because they take it personally. I don't take politics personally. When you don't give me the right to operate in my country, I don't take it personally. I just beat you. Politically.
But people are very personal on this island.
Yeah, that's their problem.
If you disagree with them, that's it.
They have psychological problems. What we need to do, Oral, is call a doctor for them and let the doctor take care of their problems mentally. We don't care about their problems.
So now Up Party now...
Up Party, I think this is their last round as well.
Yeah?
Yeah. The only one that got them surviving at the present moment is Omar. And you know why? Let me tell you something. I know Omar so well. I made him work 10 times harder in this election than anything else.
Put pressure on him.
But if I had to go head on head with him, it's a different ball game. But I put so much pressure on him because I know him. I know from the moment I start to attack him, the family gonna come out. And you know how many times one of my aunts call me, Olivier, say, Auntie, politics, when this one run on the SPN, that one run on the DP, let me play the game, blah, blah, blah. But at the end of the day, I made him work.
But you gotta give him credit. In the end, he really pulled through.
He pulled through because I know, because if I didn't put, you need some, you know what's up with characters like that, Earl? Is characters like Omar Otley needs challenge to overcome because they live on the lifespan of proving their point. You see? Yeah. So now he's a fish without water because guess what? You get 700 and something vote and I still put you in that position. So, now my problem is with the people. You see, I worked so hard to put the people that was against Kevin Miangrette in opposition, for him to go into power and for me not to be sitting at the table.
Were you surprised with Mark Mingo's showing at the polls?
No. I was not surprised.
A lot of people were surprised.
I was not surprised because when you're a brother of a scumbag, Mingo is Mingo. The brand name is bad. Mingo.
Well, I mean, look.
Done.
I have to say...
his brother caused that for him. His brother caused him to lose those votes. I told him in a private meeting, blast your brother. Cuss your brother. If you really disagree with your brother, show the people of St. Martin. Go argue with your brother and do a video and show proof that you and your brother is not good and you're going to get elected. He did not do so. I told him as well, look, the biggest mistake he made was the day before election.
What happened there?
Sylvia Matza endorsing him on Billy D radio station and pretending that he don't know Sylvia Matza. It was dead for him. Dead in the water. You know me, I never criticize Mark Mingo as much. I criticize his brother.
But Sylvia's a powerful guy behind the scene, huh?
Powerful guy behind the scenes, still in opposition. Yeah. You can be as powerful you want. I am not a powerful guy. For 9 months, everybody gets shut down. But I'm not a powerful guy.
I got to come back and say one thing in defense of Mingo, though. The father was a great man.
Yeah.
was a great friend of mine, and I have to tell you.
That's a different story. Father and son is two different things.
Really, but you mentioned Mingo Brand. I got to defend the father here. Okay. He was a real gentleman, a friend of my family. We could always call on him to be on this program. He shared a lot of ideas and opinions with people, just like you did. In fact, his father, Frank Mingo, got elected by coming on this show many times.
Correct.
So
rest in peace.
I just wanted to correct that part, please.
No, I mean, I knew the father before he died. He was a very nice guy too. But the son, Brian, my God, I don't know if that's the father's son. I think that's something he must have been acknowledged, man, to be quite frank with you, because to be quite frank with you, it can't be so much destruction like that. But the cause of him not getting those votes is because of his brother, man.
Yeah,
and his sister as well, huh? The notary, huh? I mean, woo, papa. But anyhow, that's a different story.
But when you look at St. Martin, right, it seems like I'm the only guy that's not corrupt.
Me and you.
Like
me and you. You can leave me out loud, man.
I put it that way to hear you, sir. So, what about the NA, National Alliance? Because
National Alliance deceived me. And because they backstabbed me not so hard, I showed them that I'm going to put them in opposition too. Not, that was something that I felt a little sad about, to be quite frank with you, after the election.
Really?
Because I literally took 2 whole seats away from them. I bring Severa Jacob down, but it's her mistake. You are the prime minister of the country. Who cares what somebody who is not in power is saying? You understand what I'm saying to you, Mr. Gibbs? From the moment you come and you linger around me, you go to court. This is the show. It is my cinema. So I was directing, and you fall right into the trap. And that caused you to be where you are today. You should have just let it alone. Should have listened to William Allen. Should have listened to your advisors. Leave Olivier alone. Right? So, you see what I did? I jump on Sarah. I deal with Sarah for a long time. People, deal with it. Boom. Then I jump. But once I latch on to the 2, the first she did is a criminal complaint that I threatened her. That was the best part of the show. Because now I'm walking into the police station. Now they're questioning me. Now they ask, people don't like that. Knowing that they're not getting great representation. And guess what? TLM workers, this and this and that. And that problem with TLM workers is a good one at this present moment. You know why, Mr. Gibbs?
Why is that?
Politically. Because now you, as the new government, supposed to fix it. And you can't fix it. So if you can't fix it, let me fix it for you.
What do you mean they can't fix it?
They're not intelligent enough. Because if you have so much power, you could have stopped it.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying to you? You could have stopped it. The parliament is working right now. Why they can't call an emergency parliament open public meeting and pass a resolution to stop all of this?
So why is TLM doing that?
Why TLM is doing that? Earl Gibbs. Institutional corruption. TLM money is missing because of mismanagement. There is a report out on it. So the creditors want their money. What is the biggest debt to TLM apart from the creditors? Is the employees.
So the payroll is a big problem.
So what happened when you thief the damn money from the company? Yes, the money gone someplace. You need forensic investigation into that. So because all of them are related in the sense of politics, they are backing up for each other. This is why Melissa Gums and Ludi all, we had meetings that we can't tell. Hey, partner, man, everything is disclosable when it comes to government company. There's no secrets here, boss, man. Let the people know how I do with the money. Me, I will call for forensic investigation, see all the money go. I will not fire out a soul. I'll tell the Netherlands, I need $900 million tomorrow. You don't have no leadership in this country. I need $900 million. So I tell all my people, everybody go home. Shut down the country as the prime minister. Go home. You see, since you the Netherlands, you in power, go home everybody. Country shut down, whole thing break down. Netherlands must jump in. Take care of it. That's how you run this country. You're the big boss. You're the Netherlands. Blah, 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 blah. Shut it down. I have 100 and something people going home. No money. You in charge. How come you don't know that money is missing from there? How come you don't know money missing from Central Bank? You World Bank. You this, that. Because they're all a part of the kickback. Sweet, sweet. Check here, check there. You know, everybody getting touch up. But me, who never get touch up, have my own money, my own wealth. Oh, wait, don't come live St. Martin to give I an opportunity to check my movements. I have intelligence too. You see what I'm saying to you? Yeah. So you feel that, okay, Olivier is just talking to them, then touch me. Touch me because I am important to somebody. I am powerful to somebody and somebody and somebody. This is how it works, because if you're a true leader, listen, Minister of Finance, call the Netherlands. Tell them release this money now. Country gonna shut down in a minute. Send everybody home. Pap. Shut down the government for a week. That happens in the United States of America. When the Congress is shut down because what? Budget reasons. Right. St. Martin up to now, they can't balance the budget. The country ain't shut down yet.
Yeah, they haven't had a balanced budget in a very long time.
Come on, you broke nation. And then people tell them police governor leaving the office after I make 2 videos to go down to talk to the people them by the battlefield to tell the police them, yes, the landslide was a mistake. So all of that show before election was the governor interfering into the political process of St. Martin to help Anna Richardson win her seat by going up there, faking that they're signing landslide to give the police workers that's been waiting for their money from since 10. I don't care if they don't like me. But the point is, you may not like me, Oral Gibbs, but once it's for you, I give it to you. Because I know after I give it to you, you're going to love me.
But did they say to you that Duran had promised them, and that's why he got all those votes 4 years ago?
I mean, I don't care who promised them. It is due to them. It belongs to them. It is their right.
But everyone has played with them over years.
Yeah, no, I don't play those games. I wanted to solve this problem now. That was the goal that I had with the person that was going to become Minister of Justice. I said, there's only one condition. In the first 90 days, everybody landsbesleuid. We're going to hire a special team to do all the landsbesleuid. Where are we going to get the money from? I said, call the Netherlands. The same way they can get a loan to buy nonsense, the same way they can get a loan to have kickbacks in Dundee, they're going to solve that, because I will tell every single police, Minister of Justice, we don't need the police services. What will happen? Let the military come and take over. You have to know the system in order to fix the system. But if you don't know the system, how are you going to fix the system? How much of them mean they don't know the system? I have 900 workers in the Justice Department. 900. 90% of them is black. All of them have financial problems. You're a poor country, Mr. Gibbs. One of the poorest country in the kingdom of the Netherlands is St. Martin. And we are happy about that.
Because we carry a Dutch passport.
Doting people. I'm telling you, I'm sorry, but there's the facts.
Look, we're happy because we carry a Dutch passport.
Huh? So now I'm telling you, no, the Prime Minister, listen, I don't meet with little boys. Right now that I'm not in power in St. Martin, I sit with President. Why when I become the Prime Minister, I'm going to be sitting with a Foreign Minister of Holland? No, I sit with Prime Ministers and Kings in there so we can discuss on the same level. And these guys are children. When it comes to politics in St. Martin, they're children. This is why the Netherlands treat them like children.
But you know, people here because they believe in that Dutch passport no matter what. That's the
only thing they have. We're going to keep the Dutch passport because you believe in the Dutch passport. Me, I believe in equity, financial prosperity for the island. I have one thing, Oral, that I'm not going to disclose on the program because then it would be like a secret. But there's one thing you can do to generate $100 million like that into the budget of St. Martin, and it has to do with aviation. And it doesn't have to do with an airline. Pop. You got so much aspect. Look how many money is floating around St. Martin right now just in this weekend with Regatta. Still you broke? You can't have $200 million in a budget, Oral Gibbs? Are you kidding me? These are children. What you're doing here, They can't manage or
I think anyone with common sense will agree with you on that. When you look at this island today, the wealth and prosperity concentrated in just a few
One
hands.
area.
That's understandable. The thing is, we tend to always go back and elect the same people over and over again, because again, many of the good people don't want to step out and do it, because St. Martin is still an island where you get elected based on your family, and you know that there are a few families that run this island.
This is why those people are not citizens of St. Martin, and this is why when I was at the table, we were going to table a rule which has to be passed inside of the Council of Ministers. Every single person that is born in St. Martin can vote in St. Martin, can work, can go to school, will have the same right as a person that has the nationality of the Netherlands as long as you're born in St. Martin. That doesn't mean that a lady that is 5 months pregnant can get on a plane and come to St. Martin and have a child. No, there are rules around that. For example, one of the rules were, if you commit a felony, you can lose that right. And you can reapply to gain it back after a certain period of time under a waiver program that I was going to put in place. If you don't increase the voting population to the right of the island, because it's a human rights violation that a person that is born into a nation has to have the Netherlands, Kingdom of the Netherlands nationality to be able to vote or to be able to see life. Those are the representation of us right now. So we have to start educating and create a militarized system to educate the processes moving forward. Curacao has done that and they're going forward. Aruba has done that and they're going forward. We have problems with everything in St. Martin. Curacao doesn't have a problem of identity. They don't have a problem of who is Yukoso. They don't have a problem. Aruba, we have a problem with that in St. Martin. We have a problem. Oh, I'm a Sunday. No, you're not. Sorry. Citizen of St. Martin. Because this is the direction it is going at the present moment. Yes, Silvera, Jacob, parents or family could be from St. Martin, but not you. Because you can go Aruba and you can have more there, or a lot of different things. If you don't correct that, Mr. Gibbs, you will always have that problem. Let me ask you something. You think Marceline, no, however they call that doctor, Hart is in St. Martin? I could prove to you that it's not. Because the accent, that I love St. Martin very well and very good. No, brother. We gotta crack you, mister. We gotta test you out.
But they also have St. Martin people who haven't done well for St. Martin also. It's just...
They still belong to us. When you're a citizen of St. Martin, it belongs to us. They're our criminals, they're our gays, they're our people. We have to balance out a nation like that. When you look at Monaco, when you look at different countries, in every society there is there. But we don't have a society because we don't know what is the society. Is made up of.
So then, do you believe in political independence for St. Martin?
Independent republic is much better. But I want to start with a semi-sovereignty first, because a lot of people still don't trust. Give them semi-sovereignty and then go independent. After I give you $1 billion budget, we will go.
Well, some people argue that they have semi-sovereignty now.
No, you don't have semi-sovereignty at the present moment. Because, for example, Anguilla has semi-sovereignty. You don't, because...
The Dutch is only responsible for what? Foreign affairs and defense?
No. The Dutch is responsible as well for justice.
That's true.
The Dutch is responsible as well to make sure you eat or don't eat.
In fact, I understand they've taken over the justice.
You understand? And now guess what? That's called what? The Dutch is responsible for a lot of things. So, that is sovereignty, that's recolonization. For example, Dutch company get contracts for airport, give subcontracts to Turkish company, that the Dutch and the Turks don't get along, and who's getting the kickbacks?
Are you not worried that...
the prison? Worried about what?
Worried the airport manager might say, don't let him come in through the airport?
Yeah. I would love to see that happen, man. I would love to see that happen. Man, they speed up my process. You know what is beautiful, Laura Gibbs? When you win a majority, 2/3 majority, you can declare independence. Independence is not something that is approved. Independence is something that you declare.
Yeah.
You understand? And when you have Bukele as somebody you know, and you have others that you know, and you have this one, you have that one, and your Rolodex is long in order to pick up the phone and call for that type of support. It is good. Even American friendships we have. We have African friendship, we have American friendship, we have European friendships. You know, money, no money.
It was said to me the other day, and I also saw that a few years ago back on a show. African countries have done very poorly for the people and only enriched their ruling class. Song similar to St. Martin.
No, St. Martin is similar to them. You have to remember that African countries has been colonized extremely. And they're struggling to get out of that. But when you look at South Africa, and when you look at Angola, and when you look at the Democratic Republic of Congo, and you look at Niger, and you look at all of these different countries right now that are moving rapidly like this, you better get prepared. I'm already in there. I'm already there. I'm at the table. Yes, I am the one that is selling the Caribbean.
But you know what happened to many of the leaders who tried to do that?
What?
They're taken out.
Yeah? How they taking out my guy? How did they take
Well, I'm
out
just talking
Nigeria?
about
How did they take out
the history of African
back.
leaders.
But not now. The world has changed. The world of digital media, the world of exposing the world has changed. Look at what's going on in Congo right now. In Congo, you have the war with Rwanda. In Congo, and Congo declared that Rwanda is supporting the M23 in the east, which is in Goma, and me, I'm in Kinshasa. You know, Goma, to give you a relative distance.
Things are not so nice in Goma right now.
In Congo.
In Goma.
No. Because Goma is like the distance of California to St. Martin. I mean, Congo is big.
Yeah.
The world cannot exist without Congo. So what we did is...
Because of the minerals.
Correct. What we did is we took a different approach. Yes, the president of Congo can go and bomb and... No, we took a different approach. We put the international community to sit down on the table. That's called geopolitics. Now, Dutch, Belgium, they all at the table. Olivier know them. We know each other.
Well, they're there because of the importance of that country when it
Correct.
comes to the Western world and minerals.
Correct. So now me, I'm from St. Martin. And part of that group, my political aspect is here. So I know how the geopolitics works. They don't have that experience in St. Martin. Nobody has geopolitics, international level history. I know how the Dutch ambassador think of it. I know everything. I know exactly what the Dutch is seeking there from trade and commerce. St. Martin is just...
That's their history.
Yeah, of course. So I know what South Africa did to them. I know it. So I know what negotiation is about to sit down and negotiate. This is why when I tell you, when we become the prime minister, I can say, I need this. Oh, tell them, put all that problem on their back. It's simple. Because at the end of the day, the Dutch has a simple responsibility. Let's go to Holland and run a PR campaign by saying, hey, Hollanders don't want to give us the money. Then you know what? When you start as a Negro man in the Netherlands in a PR campaign talking about all the money that are coming here, you know what happened to the Dutch people there? Like how they're striking already with the farmers and whatnot. In Holland, they don't know what's going on in St. Martin. You see what I'm saying to you? You see how my politics is different, Mr. Gibbs? So
when
this is the direction.
They don't know what's going on.
They don't know what's going on. The average citizen don't know.
Okay, all right.
The average citizen don't know what's going on. And once you start letting the average citizen know that the Dutch man spending the money wrong, you know what's gonna happen? They're gonna strike up and say, well, hey, and that's your part. But Africa, I'm gonna tell you something. I prefer being in Kinshasa than in St. Martin.
So now you turn against your own country?
No, I turn against my country. You know why? Because I know in Kinshasa, they will look at me and they will say, you're from St. Martin, but you're part of us. But the Congolese come first. In St. Martin, they will look at me and say, you're not part of us. The foreigner come first. That's why I prefer Kinshasa.
Why is it that we are like that?
It's a mindset. We're still institutionalized slaves. We look at the white texture of the skin, and the more higher color you are, the more privilege you get in this society. It is a complexity in similarity to what happens in the Dominican Republic.
You know, I always tell people, I don't like to use the terms higher color or good hair.
Yeah.
Because...
It is the reality in the society, though, Oral Gibbs. Yeah. It is the reality. I'm sorry. It is the reality. And until we start talking about the taboos and the reality of what's going on, we can't fix the problem. And it's not a matter of racism. It's a matter of discrimination. Because racism is relative to whether you love your race or not. Discrimination is related to a class of a point of view. Yeah. The high society class here, who you consider, Sarah Rescott, high society? They haven't seen high society. Who do we consider high society? High society here, for me, consider broke compared to the high society I know in Kinshasa and other places around the world. So when these guys go to Portugal, and they sit with a president, and that president sits with another president, or this one sits with that one, Mr. Gibbs, you know, these are people that I meet. These are people that I discuss with. So when they ask me where I'm from, and I tell them I'm from St. Martin.
They know where St. Martin is?
I have to give them content. St. Martin, oui. That a place where half is Dutch, half is French. And I have to tell them, no, we're different. I have to go into okay. And then to create some type of legitimacy about me, because we're a slave that the Dutch got. I always tell them, me, I'm Haitian. You know how I got into Kinshasa? I was invited by a businessman, one of the biggest businessmen there, to come and give advice on aviation matters, right? When I reached to the airport, my visa, I didn't print it out on my, I had it digitally on my phone, but I had to print it. I didn't print it. So the immigration officer sent me by the other guy there, blah, blah, sit down. He said, no, let me tell you something. And he had on dark glasses. I don't care which, it has to be printed. Give it to the diplomatic people there, let them go print it. So while he go print it, I sitting down there, you know, I know how to deal with these things. So I watch him and I talk to him. I said to him in French, you know, let me ask you something. Where you know where I'm from? I have this French passport and this Dutch passport, so you believe that I'm European, right? I'm a European citizen, but you know where I'm from. No, I tell him, you know that I'm Haitian, right? Are you Haitian? Say, yeah, we're the ones that educated you. Because when Mobutu, at the time, kicked out the Belgium, it was the Haitian teachers, professors, and everything that came. He said, but why you didn't tell me that? So we start to speak, and then I let him hear some compa, blah, blah, listen there and talking to him. And then the man print my visa in his own printer, stamp the visa in my passport, and tell me, welcome home. Because I said to him, Haiti. Because Haiti was the country that gave the Congolese their first base of education after they kicked out the Belgium under the President Mobutu. And when I went into my meeting and I met with the president brother in that meeting, he found that I was so smart and so intelligent in how to restructure this matter. You know, he tell the other guy? He said, now this guy is part of my advisory team together with the president.
So when are you going to invite them to St. Martin?
When I know that I am in control. Never when these people in, because it's going to be the greatest embarrassment. It is going to be an embarrassment.
Really?
Because the type of level of police escort I get, I can't provide that right now here in St. Martin. I don't have that political power.
Bring a man, show off.
They're going to charge me. I can pay for it, but they St. Martin, you can't pay for those type of escort. I would never bring them here.
Yeah.
I prefer go St. Bart with them or Anguilla with them.
You know, traditionally, we're not an island that do that. You know, we
yes,
more,
but when you're dealing with that type of people, you have to give the reciprocity.
I agree.
For example, once the president brother said that, Congo do oh, that's Ralph's brother. Invited to wedding, invited president house, everything. I was treated. But then at the end of the day, whose brand am I representing? St. Martin. And now the president brother, every time he meets somebody, hey, that's my brother. You know where he from? The islands. St. Martin, we gotta go there and spend money. And I'm like, yeah, we go.
Best place in the world.
We're gonna go there one day, yes. But wait until I correct this. Because, listen, I met a guy, the guy spent 110 grand on a villa. And those they got money, they can do it. So, but the representation, how the guy saw, I was so, and then I helped them solve issues, solve problems. And then, you know, they got rough personality. And me, you know, when you're dealing with an African powerful man, they got rough, everything. I'm like, hey, let's do it that way. So it's a training for me. Yeah. And then every time I do a video, you see you're on your phone again doing video for St. Martin. Eh? You don't want to give me no attention. I say, let me finish. So it's like that, and I have a good time. Then I had to come back early, stay. Now, they put in a new government in charge. Putting a new government in place. Congo is nice. I'd like for you to come.
I got one. Let me ask you about that dish you was eating. It was
the worm.
I would love to eat that.
Brother, let me tell you. The fufu, and you know the green one. It's cassava leaf.
I was surprised.
Brother, that cassava leaf, when you eat that, you got energy.
Wow.
This is why I could do 9 videos in a day or it's so, but the worm tastes like chicken, man.
Wow. I like those exotic things.
And you know how expensive that is? That is more expensive than chicken.
Yeah.
But I had a good time, man. You know, me when I go Congolese, I went to a house. The woman asked me, what do you want to eat? Monkey, frog legs, fish. What do you want to eat? I say,
monkey?
Yeah, they eat some monkeys over there.
I love frog legs, by the way.
The frog legs, they juicy.
Yeah.
I said to her, you know what? Let's start with the chicken. And they have something that is a pork. But Congolese people are very, very, very nice. And you know, Belgium, there is a lot of Congolese people. France, a lot of wealth. Listen, my apartment in Congo is 2-bedroom, $6,000 a month. Expensive.
US dollars?
US dollars. Dollars is the only thing that flies in Congo.
The one foreign exchange.
Yeah, the dollars is very strong in Congo. I love Congo.
How do you feel about the Belgians? They've done them so much.
Yeah, I mean
that's still.
I mean, among us, we talk, but you know, politics. You know, Congolese. No, everybody talk about Africa. Africa is totally different. Every single country in Africa is different. Congo is like Haiti. It is the gem that is unknown. Everybody. Congo is the largest country in Africa. The richest in natural resources.
And Nigeria is the most populated.
And Nigeria is the most popular. Nigeria has a lot of money. But Congolese is nice people. Nice people. You will survive in Congo easily.
Oh man, I'll survive anywhere. That's what they will be. Definitely.
And Congo is but it's a long distance. So I hope when I take you over there, I hope you're ready to fly because
I fly long distance.
9 hours from St. Martin to Paris and then 9 hours down. But once you touch the ground in Africa, you must go before you passed away, Oral. You must go see Africa. I will get you the visa.
All right, that's good.
For you to go.
Okay, good, thanks. Let me ask you now about your airline.
Yes.
Because I was saying to someone the other day, why they don't just give Olivier Arrindell the license and done? If you get the license now, will it make a difference, or is it too late now?
You see, Mr. Gibbs, it was never about the license. Okay. You see, that's where a lot of people got it wrong.
So now you're clarifying that.
Yeah. It was never about the license, because even though if you give me a license, how are you going to certify me? You don't have the capability to certify the type of aircrafts that I want.
Because of the airport situation?
No, not the airport. The country itself don't have the people to certify the type of aircraft.
Okay.
I can help them. what it was about for me is the aviation system. So having an airline company allows me to enter the aviation system, and I'm going to challenge the living hell out of Grisha Martin and the DP when it comes to aviation. It's back to the first political party that has denied me, DP. So I played it the way how I want it. My airline is functioning. What a lot of people don't see is the brand name that is flying. I must eat somehow. I must drink somehow. You understand what I'm saying to you? It is functioning. There are different type of models in the aviation business that you can conduct that allows you to function. What they're looking for is a plane with Ava Airways on it. No, there's so much different aspect of an aviation business. Ava Airways have so much different divisions in aviation business. I have 65 people that works together.
So that's why they're wondering, where the hell he get his money from?
Thank you, but let them keep wondering. You understand? Because it is none of their concern. When I become a prime minister, I'm willing to give it to you. So that's how it works. So this is what we're doing.
Be careful what you said there.
No, I'm going to give it to them because it's all legal. It's nothing illegal. If it's something illegal, you have to disclose. I believe in disclosing. This is what I own. This is what I have. Then you have to disclose. I believe in full disclosure.
And I think that should be...
Once you're a public figure,
yeah,
yes.
Definitely.
Yeah, you got to be... All over the world it does. You know, why can't you disclose? Those things that are pertaining to me, that is in my name, that is in my name and my aspect, of course I want to disclose. There's nothing wrong with that. The problem is when you come out of office, you walk in with zero, and you come out of office with hero, then you're supposed to be locked up.
Well, let me ask, how's your wife taking all of this?
She's worse than me, so. She watches BB Shaw and everything, politics in St. Martin on a daily basis. Yeah? You know why? Wow. Because it's in comparison to Haitian drama.
No, I've never met her, but she seems to be a very nice person.
Yeah, she's nice. She's nice. She's nice. She comes from a very affluent family. In Haiti. Her grandfather was owner of banks and owner of fiteria, warehouses, and you know, so they come from a very good. But she's the only one, and that's why I said that she's crazy. That aligned with more the poor. She's the only one that didn't wanted that high society life. She's the balance.
Oh, okay. You know, a lot of people think of Haiti in one way, but they don't realize that Haiti also have people that are wealthy.
Oh my God, yeah.
I was in Puerto Rico a few years ago, and when my wife and I, and we arrived at this place, and there was these two ladies. You would never know they were from Haiti until they said to me they were from Haiti, and my wife speaks the language, so. And they were wearing Rolex watches.
Yeah, big time. I mean, AP, you know, Patek Philippe, Haiti. I could bring. The Haitian people that got money that go Haiti every day, but they don't come St. Martin. Money.
Bring them here, man.
We have to, but I can't bring them under these circumstances. I can't help these guys that don't like me to build up this nation. I had people line up, no, Oral. Brother, I had people line up. Line up. When the man hit me that shot, I was like, but wait, you crazy? How am I going to make money with these people that busting each other shots in the back? They're going to say, but I have a bunch of back. One person that I had, an investor from the Dominican Republic, he was very interested in opening a branch of his bank here.
Right, yeah.
Because his partner is a good friend of mine. He called me in Africa, he told me, Hermano, what going on in St. Martin? We still moving? I said, no, I leave it alone. I'll bring the bank Kinshasa. And I'm going to move the bank to Kinshasa. Because there's nothing in the world that they can deny this man, because they have the third largest bank in the Dominican Republic to open a bank in St. Martin. Nothing. You could play all the politics, but there's nothing that can, because they are internationally standard. They have a lot of good aspects. So I told them no, because the way how I see things here doesn't work like that. So I told him, no, let's go King. And the other investors, I had plans here until I have a grip of the situation, then I will bring these people in.
Let me ask you, because the last thing you was in Antigua, how do you compare Antigua to St. Martin?
Antigua and St. Martin in comparison is that St. Martin has grown so fast into commercialized nonsense, and Antigua is growing gradually into luxury, quality, and remaining intact with their nature of who they are.
Have you ever met the Prime Minister of Antigua?
But I know Gaston Brown, man. I mean, of course.
I think he did a remarkable job during the pandemic, better than any other Caribbean leader.
Yes. Gaston is an Antiguan. He's a citizen of Antigua. He can love Antigua. Antigua's my, Antigua's my background.
Hey, my mother was born.
Correct. So I will. Yeah. Gaston is the type of guy. Bring them. Sit down with them. Deal. Let's go. Here is it. Let's go. I can get a letter in Antigua one day and say, forever. Because they're always hungry. They have an 8% GDP. Antigua has its challenges, but one thing I love about Antigua is that Antigua is on the trajectory. They have all of the Caribbean islands that are independent. They represent their interests. Who cares about all of this yacht? Yachts go to Antigua and stay Antigua, spend money in Antigua. They go in mansions in Antigua. The yachts come here to dump their garbage, park in our marina, and then they go St. Bart. They don't park, they come, they stay in Antigua. The quality, correct. So what are we, but guess what? The taxes they get in Antigua. But Antigua has its challenges. St. Martin has its challenges. But guess what? Antiguans make Antiguans money. St. Martin citizens don't make St. Martin's money.
So, what next for Mr. Olivier Arrindell? Because, there's going to be the 2x4 you call it?
I call him the 2x4 with termites. They got termites in them right now.
Can you fix that?
You need to spray it up. You need to fleet it good. No, I mean, we touch on all the political parties. Let me think. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
We did, yes. National Alliance.
We left off one, but they didn't get elected.
We didn't even talk about National Alliance, but, that's because that's something like that. You talking about Wingley?
Yeah.
Didn't
get elected, but he did a good showing. Showing for a one-man party.
Obviously, nobody's going to say thanks to me, but anyway, it's okay.
So you take credit for that?
It is all my credit. I don't take credit for it. I own it. It is mine. Okay. You see, when Wiggly was...
By the way, I asked him about you recently on the show.
Yeah.
And he said the first time he met you was at Heineken Regatta.
No.
2023.
No, he met me the day after Heineken Regatta.
Whatever. But, yeah. But anyway, that was the first time he said that he met you. And he did acknowledge that you had come in and signed the list for Postulation Day.
No, I didn't only do that. He was standing there like a lost dog. And what I did is I went on my chat and I said, everybody, the Null Party has already got his signatures. I even helped the Null Party got his signatures.
Well, look, I know because I confirmed that with other people who had heard of it.
The Null Party, when I reached to the census office, DP was already done. The Null Party was climbing at 42. I did a video, say, everybody down here right now, you're done, no, come and meet me, come and hug me, come and sign for me. Half an hour later, Null Party was done. I stayed there. Me and my wife looked at me. Nigel was lost. I spoke to Nigel when I was in Paris. He said, I want to go down by the courthouse and talk, but we're going to need some money for water and blah, blah. I said, no problem. I called somebody in St. Martin. I told the person, give them $200 so they can buy water and different stuff and blah, 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 and you're going to express your freedom. He went, express his stuff when he was there. Good. Call him when I was in Paris. I called him. I said, listen, you have to become a refined guy. You have a lot of talent, but I want to help you refine. You have two choices. You can go your own political party. He then asked me for $2,000 to help him to pay for the registration of the political party. I said to him, I can't give you that because I'm already endorsing another candidate, but I can't give you that. But what I can do is help you with the platform and all that good stuff. Turns around, He did. He got it done, blah, blah, blah. He did it on his own. Help him, talk about him, let him use my platform to push. I said to him, no political aspects in the platform, but you can push your agenda. I create another platform for him to go in. Next thing you know, I got him a signature, and then he continued his stuff. And then I knew, because everything is about analytics, and I have a computer system that I put in, analytics. I was clocking him around 180, 190. I wasn't clocking him around 240 something, just like Kevin. So which means that the 2x4 government, that 200 and something vote, if it did go to NA, that 200 and something vote he got, if it did go to up, the whole ball game would have changed. But I gave him a platform, pushing him, so people took that into association that he was with me or whatnot. Instead of him saying thank you and all of that, I called him up after the election. I said to him, listen, when I thought that everything was good with Kevin and everybody, I said to him, look, bro, you don't have a job, you don't have no money, you don't have no clothes, you're living in the back there in a shack. I'm gonna do this for you. I will get you a job inside of a department so you can build up and work and understand and learn the system, but you must join a bigger platform so the next election you can be elected as your talent. Oro Gibbs, the man tell me he gonna get back to me. The next time he get back to me is when I hear him on Lady Grace.
So he never said thank you to
never,
you?
Nothing. And then I start to attack him when I realized that he sided to do the recount. You understand what I'm saying? To do the recount, which resulted into nothing. And then he uses that Melissa Gums and whatnot. And then I realized that Lenny Priest and Lenny Priest's nephew were the ones in the back of him, used Lenny Priest's political party, colors and the whole 9 yard. They were the ones that was behind of him. And that created a sabotagation for the National Alliance, because I took that, wrap it around, made it mine, and give it to them in a book. And that's what happens.
Old DP trick, huh?
Old DP trick, which I know, which I know how to play it. You see what I'm saying to you? and it falls down. So now what they're trying to do is to make him become the new Judith Ramu, to start talking out there and those things, but already he done lost the credibility, and this is what happened to him. And it's unfortunate, because I saw a lot of talent in him, and I thought that I can refine, but the worst thing ever before we go is if you can never help anybody, Mr. Gibbs, that doesn't want to go up. And a person that doesn't want to go up is a very dangerous person, because they're the ones that can bring you down. And I've learned that in this experience.
So, Mr. Arrindell, what's next for you?
Continue my work. I'm planning to put 2 political organizations together. I'm looking for candidates. Maybe you can be a candidate. You look like you could be the next Minister of Communication.
I'm out of politics.
No, you never. You gotta. But one thing I tell you, if we are a sovereign state, no matter how old you are, we're gonna call upon you to serve your nation. All citizens of St. Martin must serve in the government. That needs to be a rule. No, I plan to put some political organizations together and back it up real nicely.
So are you going to support the next government, or are you going to just sit by and watch and see what happens?
What do you want me to do?
I want to hear from you.
No, but I backstab you.
No.
I shaft you. I kick you. You want me to help you?
So you have any predictions? Is it going to last 2x4?
They're going to do everything in their power to prove me wrong. The entire 2x4 government right now is just working to make sure Olivier is not correct. Who else do you have in line to be the Prime Minister of this country? Who else do have the vision? Who else? Who else do you have in line to lead this nation? Because after all, 2x4 was there already. Every single one of them was in government already, for the exception of Kevin Miangrette. And who else? It's a new experience for Kevin Miangrette. And that was the change that I brought to St. Martin. If this dumb, stupid young man did stay under my guidance, St. Martin would have changed with that one seat. Because that one seat could swing left. That one seat could swing right. You're in the middle. We would have changed it. Because we would have said, here is the new constitution we would like to propose for St. Martin. You don't want it? No problem. Let's go back to the polls. One seat, I give that young man the most powerful position in St. Martin, and I took myself out of that and I give it to that.
I don't think somebody is brainwashing him.
Bon, if he's bon.
I said that because look, I heard something like that. I don't.
But I
I
could bring him to Haiti and they could take it off of him.
I don't mean in that context.
No, I mean, I don't know. Can you brainwash, or can somebody brainwash you?
No, definitely not oral kids.
Because you're a man. Yeah. You are a man. You're not a boy. Yeah. You're a man. Can somebody brainwash me? No. You give, all right, do you understand this? Understand this. You have the most powerful position in the entire history of St. Martin. 7-7, you is 8. First Haitian together with Olivier Arrindell. You messed that up. You messed that up. The whole system is back to what it was, Oral.
Do you think he really realized that at the time?
But Oral, I don't know. You talk, you shake your hand whenever you see him again, hit him a slap and tell him you wake up. Because, Oral, do you understand what I'm saying? Listen, Oral. Listen to this good. St. Martin people did listen to me. I'm saying this with a lot of passion. The people did listen to me. 1,700 is still 2. 1,400 is still 2. The man was nervous by the gas station, sweating like he gonna, partner, take your time. I gave you the most powerful. St. Martin people gave me the most powerful position in the history of politics ever. Right there. People gonna brainwash him about my contract illegal. Nothing is illegal about it.
Anyway, for him to redeem himself?
You know what's gonna happen? He's gonna be responsible for the entire destruction of St. Martin. You know why? Because they give you the most powerful position. You know what I told him? If you can't deal with the pressure of the Now Party, no problem. Become an independent member of parliament and support whatever government you want. I got your back. Because it becomes your fraction, your minister, your subject matter. You go into the council of ministers, you say, this is not what I've promised to the people. Give me what I promised, or this doesn't pass. People at St. Martin, this is what they want to do to you. This is what they want to do to you. But are you going to do that now? You got a criminal wife next to you. You got a previous corrupt minister next to you. I was playing my game with Christopher, with Camp and all them dirty criminals. Yeah, we got to play the game. But in order for you to clean the house, the broom, the misakana, but the mop gonna come and I gonna throw the water with the disinfectant. I was waiting to go in by oral. I want to pay off all of them police. You know why? Because I need all of them the next election. I want to pay them all off. I need all of them the next election. See the body say, bye, Olivier on a mission here.
So you would have done what Duran didn't do?
I would have paid them. You know why? Because they wouldn't be able to sleep if they turn their back against me that time. The money is there. I would have paid them that 90 million. Hey, come. I want votes. Pay them. Give them their money. Next election, let's go. Let me build up St. Martin. Let me get it going. But no, we got to circumvent the people. Poverty. To turn them into beggars. The people are going to hate you. They're going to hate you. Me, I wanted them to love me. This is why people love me. Moment I start to talk, police them gone on strike. Governor gone on looking for them. Governor talking. No, Mr. Governor, you don't represent me. You represent the King of Holland. I represent the people of St. Martin. So now pay the people them. Pay them over. Don't go to work. Shut it down. You imagine if all immigration officers, all prison workers, all police workers don't go to work for 2 days. Everybody got diarrhea. Don't go to work for 2 days or gigs. You know how fast you can see how they're going to pull out that money?
Well, Saturday boy, time is going so fast. I let the clock go over. I thought it was very interesting. So
we have to do some more. But I'm going to share this interview with my platform. I know you're going to get a lot of calls. Prepare for it. And you know, I'm always able to come back and talk and whatnot and stuff, because we need to keep the discourse going. And I think you is one of the left-it organic programs we have, and that should not die. That should stay alive, and that should be sharing out in those aspects. So thank you again for having me on your program, but just expect a lot of calls to come in.
All right, hey, thanks a lot. Appreciate it, and much success.
Thank you to you too.
And that's it for now on Earl Gibbs Live. See you next time on YouTube, Facebook, and Hot 99.9 FM radio. Until then, take care. Bye.